Morning, everybody. Chad, Doss Farms. Come on, buddy. Don't let me down. Come on, cowboy. Come on, man. Hit him with it, buddy. Hit him with it. Come on. You can do it. Let's hear it. I'm talking to your girls. I'm stepping on your toes. I'm trying to get you. Did you just eat a rock? I think you just ate a rock. Of course. Thank you, cowboy. Whew. Let's go give the land hippos some cake. Then we got to talk a little bit about that thumbnail and what we're going to do to keep that from happening again, unfortunately. Get him, Goose. Get him. Wiener, what you doing, brother? If you're new here, welcome and howdy. If you're old here, welcome and howdy. Ignore the trash that you saw on the side of the house. We are cleaning and stacking and preparing to burn when it's not windy and when it hasn't rained for a solid day, so that this stuff will dry out. And here's the other thing too. This stuff's also really green. There's some fresh trees in there that I took off this top pasture. So it's gotta dry out a little bit before that burns. Grandpa, my dad, Grandpa Doss Farms, he's pretty savvy about burning brush. It's something he's done our whole lives. Like Mom and Dad would buy a few acres and build a couple houses. And yeah, so we're gonna get my dad out here to help us burn because it kinda makes me nervous. I don't like it. So anyway, Dad will come help with that. It'll go a lot smoother and certainly be a little safer as well. I've cleared so much, I don't even know where the old path went. Oh, Cabela! Sorry, my bad. Check this out, we mowed yesterday, so now we kind of have a yard. Looky there. Look how pretty that is. We got the old satellite that we just ripped out of the ground. And yeah, big green area right there. But look at all this water. My goodness. Yep. You're probably thinking, man, why are you mowing? You've got all these animals. Just turn them loose. Well, I can't turn the cows loose, okay? That'd be semi-dangerous because I can't control them. Now goats and alpacas, not as worried about it, but they don't eat much grass because Ray feeds them every day, all day, because they're her babies. She feeds them. Yeah, feeds them all. You hungry? You look hungry. Did you just make a noise? Oh, you went to the bathroom. I bet you're hungry now. So anyway, all those grass-eating critters we got over there, they ain't gonna eat nothing. They ain't gonna eat any grass. Not happening. Man, look at that beautiful palm tree. All right. Hopefully the cows haven't heard us making all this racket. And we can get in here and dump some cubes before they come after us. Oh, you like that tree? Beautiful tree. That is literally everyone's thing that keeps him up right now, at night right now in the comments, is that tree. That tree is going to fall and squish a longhorn. Everybody is losing their minds about it. So what's interesting about that tree, it was hit by lightning years and years ago, but apparently it didn't go all the way through because the top of that tree is actually budding out. I kid you not, it's got buds on it. So it's still attached, it's still attached to the ground. Now, does that mean it doesn't need to come down? Does that mean it won't fall? Nope, it does. Bunny, where's all your friends? So we had a really, really low wet spot right here. All of this was just super soggy. Super soggy, rather. So I decided to get them a hay bale right in the middle of it. And so far, so good. Y'all are so smart in the comments, though. I sincerely appreciate it. And I do mean that. I'm sarcastic because, well, it's hilarious. Yeah, most of the time in my videos, whoa, almost went in the drink. I'm pretty animated, fired up, sarcastic. I prefer hilarious. But if you want to see one of my finer moments, Go watch the most recent video from, I can't get through there. My most recent video on DOS Outdoors. That was a good time. So just us hanging out, feeding, laughing. Watch out, watch out, watch out. What's up, man? Looking good. What's up, buddy? What's up, buddy? What's it doing? All right. So in my most recent DOS Outdoors video, by the way, I don't mean to like plug the other channel. I mean, I do, but I don't. But there are, like we explained, there is so much stuff that goes on the farm that you guys don't see. And I record a lot of it, and it never makes the main vlog just because there's a lot going on. And I don't know that you guys want to watch me, everybody anyway, wants to watch me fix fence for 30 minutes. But, you know, I'm just trying to show some of the stuff here. I'll spin the camera around so you can see the animals. I'm just trying to show you some other things that we do and why we do what we do and how we do it. And some of you guys asked me about tools and things like that. And I figured, hey, let's just start putting that on the other channel. And so far, so good. But yeah, I can be a little more off the cuff with my thoughts. And I like it. I like it a lot. It gives me a little room to show you guys that, man, he's just really a bold little stinker, man. Look how pretty, though. Look at that face, man. Get him, MJ. Get him. Shaking my head at him with my hat on. Boy, what a spitfire, man. And there's Honey, of course, right there with him. Beautiful cows. Hey, so today, by the way, may the 4th be with you. If you're a Star Wars fan, you totally get it. But it also has a double meaning, and here's why. Well, it has a double meaning to us. Glory here is due this month. Belle, right here, is MJ's mom. Don't even. Cranky Frankie. Anyway, where was I? This is Belle. That's MJ's mom. That's Nellie. That's Honey's mom. There's Honey. There's MJ licking the side-by-side. They were born March 5th and April 5th. And tomorrow is May 5th. I'll tell you what, Miss Glory here, I wouldn't say that her udder indicates that she's going to go tomorrow. Neither do her hind quarters. Whoop, whoop, you guys are making me nervous. I can handle 1 or 2 of you moving, but when 3 or 4 of you do, yeah, she's not. That ain't happening tomorrow. I can tell by looking at her hind end. No, usually their hind end gets a little swollen, and you'll see some mucus. How many calves have we had now? 4 or 5 calves on the ground in the last couple of years. That makes me a pro now. Their hind end gets swollen. Their bag gets full, like the size of a basketball, and they have a little bit of discharge out of their calf launcher. And then you have a calf within like 48 hours to 72 hours. That's what we've noticed. So now Glory is 11 years old. So refresh my memory. I can't remember. Do cows get their milk later or earlier? Because I thought there was one thing where like maybe a heifer gets her milk quicker, a first-time heifer, or is it a cow? I can't remember. It's certainly got milk in it. I mean, it's not huge, but she's definitely droopy. She is gorgeous. My goodness. What a beautiful animal. Hi, young lady. Can I touch? Can I touch? No. Getting closer. Getting closer, getting closer. CJ, don't worry. You're not pregnant. Tipsy. Good morning. Good morning. Yep. So anyway, that'd be pretty cool. And then if it happened tomorrow, but I don't think it's gonna. And then next in line is Miss Fiona here. And my goodness. That is a big cow right there. Real big cow. Don't be sneaking up on me now. Speaking of, where's your brother? Seriously, where did he go? Oh, he's way up there. Nope. Where did he go? Behind the side by side? What are you doing? Been hanging out with Uncle CJ too much, just walking around licking stuff, brother. He is so ornery. Goodness, Franklin. Can you believe that came out of that? Goodness. So fluffy. He's gonna look amazing on the floor one day. I guess the donkeys are out making sure the pastures are safe. I'm not really sure. There is another bale of hay up there, so they could be snacking on that. Let's get to the point of the thumbnail. Extremely frustrating yesterday. Why are you so close? Why are you so close? Get back. Good grief. I hope she's not, I'll get back to the thumbnail here in a second. I hope she's not bred. At our old farm, we had an Angus bull next door. And we just kept working and working and working to get the fence fixed, but we weren't getting any help from that neighbor. Different neighbor I barely mentioned, barely talked about, is what it is. And Bunny got over there and we saw their bull on the fence. We actually gave Bunny a shot that forces a heat cycle, I believe is how it works. That way she's not bred. So we'll see. I haven't really seen Maximus messing with her, but we'll see. We were told by our friends Aaron and Kylie at Lone Rock that, like, if Tipsy was bred by an Angus, where this will be her 5th calf, if she's not bred by Maximus, if she was bred at the previous farm before we moved here by an Angus bull, she's not going to have any issues. But Bunny, being a first-time heifer, would. That's why we went to the vet and got her that shot. Sunny also got one, and we know we've seen Maximus on Sunny, so I know that she's been in heat. But, oh boy, I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna message Aaron and Kylie and ask about it. I don't know. The thing is, we gave her the shot within like the allotted amount of time, like immediately when she came back. So, unless it happened without us knowing, I don't think that's possible, but we'll see. It is weird that she's kind of standoffish this morning, though. That's not normal. That's also just good animal husbandry. Where's she at? You guys can see her. It's also just good animal husbandry, noticing that, you know, she's not up here eating with everybody and normally is. We'll keep an eye on her. But check out this view this morning. My goodness. I love feeding them out here. This is the biggest stretch of pasture. Back in the woods, they've just got like paddocks of grass where we've cut down trees and planted grass. And I can't really stretch the cubes out far enough to get a good look at all of them. So I like feeding them out here. That's why it likely appears also, before you call me out, That's why it likely appears that there's more dung out here, or that we need to rake our pastures. But I assure you, this is fresh from yesterday or the day before, and then it goes away. The chickens will come out here and clean up in a little bit. I haven't really dragged it. I haven't had to worry about it because any rain we get, which right now we're getting rain like every other day. There's definitely a bug in there. Oh, and somebody asked, we actually do have black flatware. So is it called blackware? He's just an ornery little stinker, man. What's up, buddy? That got Dad's attention. He's trying to make sure there's not another bull in his pasture. Gosh, I need to bring up the thumbnail. Yeah. Yesterday was an interesting day. I want to make a couple of notes before we move to that. I genuinely appreciate your guys' support with the last couple of videos. We have not had severe weather like Dan and the folks of Sulphur, Oklahoma, the Arms family and Sulphur, Oklahoma, and Dusty down at Cross Timbers, or Flair up in Nebraska and Omaha and their community, but we've had flooding. Flooding is, in my opinion, one of those things that it's either really bad or it's kind of bad. And here it's kind of bad. We actually cannot get to the old farm right now because the river is flooded. Now that's not terrible. I say we can't get to it. We have to take about I believe Ray said it's like a 30-minute detour. I'm not familiar enough with the area. That's how rare it floods. But I know we can take some back roads, or we can jump on the highway and go all the way around and come back in. But I do believe that's a little over a 30-minute detour. Yeah, that's all we've got here. And in my previous video, my DOS Outdoors video, these posts, the ground got so wet that it popped out. And some of you guys mentioned longer T-posts. That will and won't work in theory. Yes, you can drive a longer T-post in the ground further, but what's really missing is there's a black pipe down here that the fence should have been welded to. Like you talk about pull points, you're supposed to have points to pull from. There's a pull point down there, and our fence guy Jeremiah just missed it, but he may have been a little distracted because Jeremiah and Isaiah and Haley of JW Welding that have done all our fencing, Jeremiah and Isaiah are cousins. Haley is Jeremiah's girlfriend, but now, as of a couple days ago, his fiance. And maybe he was a little distracted when he was working and trying to get out of here. I think they went down to the beach, and the whole family was there, big family event, and super excited. So congratulations, Jeremiah and Haley. To get back to what I was talking about with the storms, I appreciate you guys' support for the community of Sulphur and Omaha as well. Flair actually reached out and said thank you. I can't thank you guys enough either, because my last two videos, I don't ever mean to play on someone else's tragedy whatsoever, but I do feel like, and I mean that, you can think whatever you want about it, but nobody has said anything along those lines. I just want you guys to know that when I bring these things up, it's to draw awareness to what those communities are going through and how we can help them. And man, you guys just stepped up big. I went and read the GoFundMe page over at Flair's, and I'm just reading all these names like Patricia, and a few others. I don't want to, I'm only going to say one name. That was the first one that came to my mind. I promise. I can't say everybody's, but there were hundreds of y'all, because I made it a big deal. I was like, what if everybody that watched gave $1? I mean, 35, 40,000 views. What if everybody gave $1 to the community of Omaha? And I know there's tragedies all across the world we can give to. I know there is. But I try to give to the ones that are, I want to say, in my region or in my area. Now, Flair is much further away. The Arns family is like a little over 4 hours from us. Huge thank you to you guys. I sincerely appreciate it. And we are okay. We did have a tornado in technically Carl Junction, Missouri, which is 30 minutes from here, close to my folks, about 10, 15 minutes from my folks. I guess the closest one that would be Uncle Matt. But yeah, Joplin, the tornado that, hit us a few years back, coming up on the anniversary. A little bit of a scare last Thursday. And My video was delayed. I'm not really sure what happened. Some people said there was a YouTube error. You know, not to get preachy-teachy, but the Bible does talk about the end of times and natural disasters and things like that. And, you know, I feel like every day we wake up, which this is true, every day we wake up, we're one day closer to the rapture and whatnot. But thank God, amen, that when it happens, I will be in heaven and won't have to worry about what's going on down here on earth. So, and I tell you what, God has blessed us, because this 40 by 40 is so amazing. We are so blessed to call this home, and so grateful that you guys tune in and watch us and make all this possible. All right, let's go see if we can find the donkeys. There's Tipsy's signature move right there, man. Tipsy. She is here he comes. Look at you, little stinker. Tipsy's signature move, because she's the tallest, she will take her horns and press a tree down and then eat the leaves off of it. They all do it. We just see Tipsy do it all the time. Nelly! Look at him creeping up on me. All right, I think I've mentioned the thumbnail once or twice. I'm not sure in editing if it'll come out in the beginning or the end of the video, but unfortunately yesterday I woke up about 6:15 to quite a commotion, and I went outside and just heard chickens scattering. They make a noise when they lay an egg. Literally, people refer to it as the egg laying song, but this was not the egg laying song. This was distress. They were not happy. Something was bothering them. So I grabbed my rifle, because where we live, in my opinion, a rifle is the best thing to protect your farm with right now. And I'm talking about predators that want to hurt your animals. I'm not talking about just being cool, walking around with actually defending your animals from predators that want to hurt them. I looked out back and there was a coyote right over here at the mutual gate, which I'm getting ready to take you to, and just going to town on two of our chickens. And he'd gotten them pretty good. And of course the donkeys are standing at the fence, but they can't do anything. And our donkeys, by the way, they're not necessarily trained to protect the chickens. They kind of, I would assume, would stay back and protect the calves more than they would protect the chickens. Let me tell you something. The horns on these longhorns, I'm not saying coyotes couldn't get to calves, but they ain't gonna mess with these longhorns. Not gonna happen. So I wasn't super worried about them. I was more focused about where are the other chickens. And at that time, I could actually only find 3 chickens. There were the 2 the coyote had, and then there was one on our porch, basically in my boot. I've got a pair of boots on the front porch that I throw on to just head out and take care of stuff. And there was a chicken in my boots hiding. Everybody else was quiet. Nobody was crowing. And I just knew that something was up. Well, whether I had a shotgun at that time, where this coyote was at, whether I had a shotgun, a rifle, a handgun, whatever, there was no way to take a shot. No way. I could see him, but there was no way to take a shot. And something did spook him. The dogs were not out yet, but something did spook the coyote, because he then, here, let me get pulled over and I'll show you his path. This is one of my favorite spots right here. This is about 12 feet wide, give or take. This is where Jeremiah cleared for our fence on one of our pastures, but the sun at this time of the year just comes up right smack in the middle of it. It's just gorgeous. Lily, what are you doing, young lady? How are you? Good morning. All right, I'll go back to the Yoti, but I wanted to do this because I'm actually going to take some trees down and get some more sunshine in here. So the cows don't need protection during the day. I'm not worried about that. They've got water over there. It'll give the donkeys a little bit of a breather anyway. They can stand here and eat this hay and just be donkeys. But anyway, yeah, so from the back porch, let me zoom in here. There's my porch, and I told you I wanted to be able to see this gate when I'm sitting on my back porch, and I can. Still need to take out a couple of trees. They're actually dead. One of them is right there. Another one's right there. But that coyote was like right here, man. I kid you not. And I could not do anything because all of the cows were right here. That camera is right there. There was obviously no way to shoot at anything in this vicinity right here. You never, ever pick a chicken over, I hate to say it, but really anything. That's not wise. So no matter what pew I would have had, there was nothing I could do at that time. Something did spook him, and he took off, and I've got a little bit of footage because I was on the back porch. He took off running this way. Now, that is the road, that direction, straight that way. That's where we just were. That's where we were feeding everybody. So when he's running along here, now granted, I have a rifle. I can't shoot. I can't do it. He runs by the house and somewhere in between picks up a black chicken. I don't know where he got it from, but he picked up a black chicken. And then he stopped in the driveway, like where I'm at every day. He stopped in our driveway. That's the neighbor's Charolais. And if I shoot that direction, I'm going to hit something and it'll go to the road. You've got to be aware. I used to teach pistols and rifles, and I've taken some classes, which doesn't really mean anything. It doesn't mean anything, but the number one rule is don't aim at anything you don't intend to destroy, basically. And always know your target and what's beyond it. Those are the first two rules. No matter how great of a marksman you are. It's Frank. I don't know why he wants over here. He's got water and hay and everything else over there. But yeah, there was nothing I could do. Had I had a spread gun, scatter gun, I may have been able to try it. But the neighbor's Charolais, you guys have seen them in our videos, are in that pasture. They're in there somewhere. I know it's vast. I know it's like 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 acres, but I don't know where they're at. And there's like 100 of them. Actually, it's calving season, so there's even more than that. There was nothing I could do. And I went back inside to get something else to target him with. I'm trying to be really careful here, but I am defending my property. I wasn't trying to just be a, wild, whatever. I went back inside to get something else, and he doubled back and went around the other side of the house, which of course then he's between me and the alpacas. So I can't do that either. There was nothing I could do. Now, he disappeared to the back, and we actually lost 5 chickens yesterday. 5 egg-laying chickens. So yeah, that's extremely frustrating. Extremely frustrating, to say the least. So 2 days before, when I filmed that video, you guys watched it last night, Adler and Ray and I actually went to Tractor Supply. So we went there and got 4 chickens, just so Adler and Carter could see chickens grow up. Case and I've raised many, but yeah, yesterday we went back and got 15 more. So now there's 19 baby chicks in the garage in a brooder. But man, what a blow. What a blow. The only thing we can really do is I can call him in. I've got a coyote call, and coyotes, it's open season on coyotes 24/7. I guess what I can't figure out is we've seen 24 turkeys at least in the last month. We've got deer every day right here. Every day right here, there's deer. This morning there was a doe and her 2 fawn. Pretty frustrating to say the least. It's really a helpless feeling. And you saw a cowboy this morning. You saw one of our Easter eggers, a cream leg bar, and a pinna de cinca. So we're currently down to, do we have 4? I think we have 4 chickens plus cowboy. So 5 chickens total, but 4 hens and a rooster. And yeah, what a frustrating deal. The only thing I can do, I can call him in, I can trap him. I've done it before. Yeah, to keep them safer, what we're going to do, which we should have done, I shouldn't say what we should have done. The automatic door was set to 6:30 in the morning, which is usually before the dogs are let out. So Cowboy and the chickens are essentially, I don't want to say exposed, but if there's anybody that's going to get them, it's going to be between about 6:30 and 7, and that's when all of this went down. I actually didn't let the dogs out once I saw the coyote though, because I knew they would spook him and he would run, and I wanted a shot. So I was trying to wait and see if that was going to work out. I don't know. I would love to let one of the dogs roam, but they always wind up in the road or trying to get to the road. The 2 little dogs actually chase the chickens. They can't catch them. They're not near as agile as a coyote. But yeah, Cabela doesn't actually chase the chickens. She couldn't care less. Adjusted the door this morning, which Cowboy was not very happy about. He was croaking bright and early this morning, and I adjusted his door to 7:30 because the dogs are never up past 7:30. I'm always awake, I'm always up, I let them out. And just the barking will keep them safe in this little area. I assure you, especially Cabela's. And honestly, they bark when the wind blows, so. Good morning. You guys have hay. You've got hay. June, calm down. Tipsy. I don't know if it'll happen on camera. We're going to slide the coop into Ray's pen. We were waiting until we got it cleared out a little bit, but the chickens can jump over the fence in Ray's pasture. Not all of them, but some of them. Cowboy certainly can. But if we put the chicken coop in there with Little Donk, nothing's going to get anywhere near that coop, I assure you. Nothing can get in the fence. Not a dog, certainly not a dog. I know they can dig, but trust me, it's going to die. If we shove the coop in there, we crank the door up to 7:30, which we've already done, they'll be much, much safer. And if they want to jump the fence, they can, because they won't if they can't get back in. They want to come back home, lay eggs in that coop. So, you know, and the only thing is I really did like the chickens roaming for tick control. But the donkeys are loving this because the cows are over there. They've got a brand new bale yesterday, and the donkeys can stand here and finish off this one. They really like it. I did like the chickens roaming for tick control, and I think a few of them still will jump the fence and do that, but we're also mowing the land, mowing the grass now. Like we have a yard, we're working on that. And that'll keep the ticks down, the snakes down, the bugs down, all that stuff. So yeah, in 4.5 years on YouTube and about 10 years of raising chickens, which 6 of those years I was in the city, I've never lost a chicken, as far as I know, visually to a coyote. Yeah, what a very, very frustrating ordeal. I had about 3 minutes total to get a shot and couldn't. And man, that's frustrating. Extremely frustrating. What's going on, guys? What's going on, buddy? What's going on? So wait, I can pet you when you're eating hay, but not cubes. Is that how it works? Is Lily gonna let me pet her? It's okay. sweetie. Come here. Come here. Oh, I touched her. Goodness, Lucy. Goodness, look at the belly on that girl. So I just drove all over. I spared you guys that just because I was trying to make good time and we've got a couple things we need to do, but yep. That's frustrating. So that close right there. Now obviously I couldn't see him here. If you're on the porch, like if you're at his level, see that? I couldn't obviously see what was happening right there, but I'll get him. You know, it's one of those things, I say I'll get him, but he ain't the only one. Won't be the first, won't be the last. Isn't the first, won't be the last. You gotta make up your mind how free range you're gonna let your animals be based on your predation pressure. But anyway, all right, I got some stuff to take care of, and I'll see you guys here in a bit. Well, that was a rookie move after a few successful cuts. But I like it. Good thing I got 3 more saws. That's a lot of trees. Whew. All right. So here's my game plan for bucking and limbing these trees. As you guys know, our friends at Howdy everybody, it's been like 2 hours. I probably felled, dude, probably 24 trees, maybe 3. Now some of them were like this, and some of them were beach ball size. Slowly but surely, and I don't care if I walk through here and some of you lumberjacks are like, oh my goodness, dude, you cut that at a 37 and a half and 3/4, 6 1/2 dozen, does he? Yeah, Chad, you don't know how to cut down a tree. Trees are on the ground, aren't they? They fell down. I'm alive, got all my limbs. So I'm just cutting down trees, man. If one started to go away, as long as it wasn't falling towards the fence, if it started to go the different way, I just quit, backed up, let her fall. I'll cut her down when she falls and deal with the pressure of making a chair out of it, whatever. I'm wearing Kevlar jeans. I got invisible safety glasses, and you know, I can already hear too well, so I figured losing a little bit wouldn't be that big of a deal. Now let's call the cows in, because this is my plan for bucking and limbing all these trees. Our friends at Safford sent me the new 542 542i. I got to look at it. But if you want to watch me limb all those, you got to go over to the DOS Outdoors channel. I'm going to show you though how we clear all the leaves off the trees. Because if you didn't know, when you fell a tree, sometimes that's the stinkiest part, is getting rid of all the leaves, the little limbs. Woo! Woo! Who's hungry? Come on. Come on. Woo! Hey, I know y'all. Hey, party foul there, Nelly. Daggone. Look at her blocking the entrance. Tipsy, get out of there. Look at how much bigger she is than Maximus. Plenty for everybody. Glory. CJ. My gosh, gonna eat some leaves. Nelly. All the pretty girls walk like this, like this, like this. Yep, so here's the plan. We're gonna let them work on all these trees over the next day or two. And then we'll come in with our new saw and we'll buck them, stack them. I've got forks that I use on my tractor versus a grapple, but we'll stack the ones we want for firewood and we'll have us another pile that we can burn. And then the next step, Glory, is to get the biggest landscape rake we can find and come in here and leaf blow this and scrape it and then just seed and overseed. And we'll continue to take trees out over the next couple of years. One thing we will do too, I am going to find a way to fence the perimeter one way or another as soon as I can. And if I gotta hay these guys, I gotta hay them. That's how it works, okay? All you guys buying your beef at the store, if you think those cows are living on a pasture, you're misinformed by miles, okay? If there's one blade of grass in any of this 13-ish acres, all these cows have eaten more grass than any of them burgers you're buying at anywhere, basically. And even if it says grass-fed, I believe it only has to be grass-fed the last 90 days to count as grass-fed. So for 15 months, it can be grain-fed and grass-finished and that counts as grass fed. I think that's how that works. You have to look it up, Google it. I'm sure there's something on Netflix about it. Find a way to clear the right-of-ways for the fence back there and then turn these guys out, even in the heaviest and thickest of brush, and let them do what they do best. Because that's essentially what they did here. We didn't mulch any of this. We didn't have our fence guy come in here and clear all this. They did it. Look at this. Now, I used my brush hog up there, but much more than that stick right there, my brush hog's not going to do you much good. This was all these cows. Look at the little one getting in on it. Get it, MJ. Get it, buddy. That's good leaf. Whoop, getting excited. Here she comes. She ain't gonna walk over here. Okay, good. If she were to come through here, we'd be moving. Get him, Junebug. I forgot how much fun baby chicks were. I just cleaned that. Just did it. Should have used newspaper, but I didn't. Here we are. It's humid. It's humid. All right, I'm officially trying my hand at this green thumb thing. We've got, I have no idea what those are. Hang on. Eastern white pines. Green giants, baby blue spruce, Norwegian spruce, Canadian hemlock. Those are a red amber and a dawn amber. We've got a palm tree, which, by the way, I was on the old interwebs, and there was a guy that actually grew a palm tree in Kansas City outside. Never covered it, never protected it, in the ground. And Kansas City gets a lot colder than we do, surprisingly. I mean, they're almost 3 hours north of us. But all it did was stunt the growth of the tree. So I'm okay with that. That's what we're going to try. We're going to give it a shot. This is not a regular palm tree. It's a queen palm. Apparently queen palms are a little hardier or something like that. Got another red dawn. Red dawn. Nope. That's the amber glow. Red dawn. Amber glow. Red dawn. Mimosa. Mimosa. Dawn and red dawn. We got, I think they sent us like 4 or 5 extra Eastern white pines. So anyway, I have no idea what I'm doing, but I got the soil. I don't know. I talked to the gal in Lawn and Garden. She was like, are these going in the ground? And I was like, eventually. She was like, are you going to water them? Yeah. So this is the soil we went with. Basically, from what I learned is if you're going to use potting soil, that's meant to have everything a plant would need because it's going to be in its own container. And then there's garden bed soil, which is what was recommended to me since mine are eventually going to be transitioning over. And I can always, like, this is for in-ground use, and I can always add fertilizer. So that's my plan. These up here, I'm going to keep in the 5-gallon buckets for a while. Those in the back, I've already got places for them, and I know where I'm going to put them. And a huge shout out to somebody, because I was not misled by the website. I was just confused. But the red and amber glow dawns are not evergreens. They do lose all their needles. So they're not going to go right here because we kind of want evergreens right there. The blue spruce, I messed up here too. Or I misspoke. We're not going to put an eastern pine right there. And that's because I'm aware that they have shallow root systems. They're prone to snapping. We don't want to do that, but long story short, our blue spruce is going to go right there. So that way we have a Christmas tree that we can decorate. That was my original idea. I misspoke when I said eastern white pine. We might put an eastern white pine right there though, because the wind blows this way, so there's no risk to the power lines, at least not in my lifetime. And yeah, I think that's what I want, because even if it does grow 50 feet tall, this driveway is 36 feet. So to hit the house, the tree's gonna have to be over 100 feet tall. I'll be dead and gone, I don't care. We've got 19 chickens, 30 some trees. Ray's ordered some flowers. We're going to get blocks tomorrow for curb appeal, even though we're 900 feet from the road. We're finally going to stand up our big, huge chicken, patriotic son of a gun. Man, it's been a day. It's been a day. But Ray has made spaghetti for us inside. So I'm going to go in and eat. They've all had a semi-lazy day. I've been out here working, but that's what I prefer. I do. They are go during the week. I get to come out here and hang out with you guys, act a fool, wear a cowboy hat like I'm John Wayne, drive around on my tractor, talk to Maximus like he's some bucking bronco that JB Monet wouldn't even ride, and just be me because you guys watch, man. And I can't thank you enough. Huge shout out to these guys. They're, I think, going to work with us on something else. This is fast growing trees, because some of you guys mentioned that you thought about ordering from them before, but you never had. But they're pretty, they've got a heck of a sale going on right now, I'll put it that way. But they've got some stuff you can't always find in stores. Now, hostas was the one thing Ray was wanting, and they do not ship until June 1st. But is that a hosta thing, or is that a fast growing trees thing? Because some things don't grow hardy enough until later when it's warmer. So, because as you see right here, I bought a lot of evergreens and cold hardy trees. So they can probably ship these year round. I have no idea. Once the wind dies down, I know it doesn't look bad right here, but it's been like 13, 15 miles an hour all day long. Once the wind dies down, we're gonna get rid of some of this trash, burn some of this off. These should be ready to go in about a week. Not that you guys care, but this is my progress and my thought process. The cows did a pretty good number on all the trees, not much, but I don't want to reveal it to you yet. And as far as the stumps go, don't worry about that. Remember our friends at Woodland Mills, I think it's actually supposed to arrive this week, but they have shipped me their biggest and baddest stump grinder they have, plus a whole set of extra teeth. Because you guys know how I am, man. If you tell me it's gonna grind a stump, we're gonna grind stumps. Woo! All right. Well, give me your worst or do your best in the comments. What should I be doing, not doing? Those all have places to go. These do not yet. We will be looking for where we're going to put these. And I know, what is it? I need to drill holes in the bottom so that they drain. And I think I can put them in a pan and they'll actually suck water from the bottom, which is the best way to do it. That develops good rootage, square rootage. I think that's a calculus, algebra, geometry, metric thing I learned. That's it, guys. God bless y'all. I sincerely hope and pray that if you find your 40 by 40, just the whole way, I don't care how many speed bumps are in the way, just keep pressing, keep talking to God. I promise he's listening, and just keep going, just keep plugging. And anybody that doesn't want you to do well, kick them out. That's not where you need to be. Get out of that room, okay? Get out of that chapter, get out of that book, whatever that looks like. Just keep pressing, okay? Those people that want you to succeed, you'll know it. You'll know it. Now, there's hopes and dreams, okay? Sometimes, I wanted to be a space ranger growing up, like Buzz Lightyear. Didn't pan out. I was too big for the suit. Sometimes it's just not meant to be. But whatever your 40 by 40 is, I got to go. I've got the sillies. Woo! Whatever your 40 by 40 is, I hope and pray that you find it. Y'all be good. Don't work too hard. Don't make it weird. God bless. Deuces.